Hey everybody, it's Jim here. NAMM is officially in the books for 2024. A lot of really cool products were released with some promising things for the future. However, we're into offset guitars here, and there were a few that didn't make their debut at the actual convention center in Anaheim, but were announced over the weekend. We're going to be going over all three, starting out with by far the most budget-friendly of the bunch. Sire has a new offset. And this is it, the Sire Larry Carlton J5, obviously inspired by the Fender Jazzmaster, but with a few different tweaks to it, mainly the vibrato system, which we're going to touch on in just a second. As far as color options go, you have white, you have surf green, which is a little bit more of a surf pearl, a blue, which is very similar to the Miami blue you can find on the American Professional 2s, and a three-tone sunburst. You do get 22 frets, 9.5-inch radius on these guitars, and the vibrato system, they actually call it a tremolo, a DG. They teamed up with Goldo to produce this unit, and it's something that I find to be pretty interesting. I'd like to see how this performs in person compared to a traditional Fender style vibrato unit. Other things that are worth noting here: there is no rhythm circuit, however the pickups are not P90s. They are actual Jazzmaster style pickups, and I think that's pretty cool. Other highlight specifications include an alder body. You obviously have the choice between the maple or the rosewood fingerboard, although I really wish that they would have offered this blue with the rosewood. I think that would have been absolutely killer. You get Sire's premium locking tuners, a bone nut, and the thing that they really hang their hat on, and I can attest that they do a really good job with this, the rolled fingerboard edges. $599 is a pretty reasonable price. However, you should know going in, this does not come with any sort of case or gig bag. You'd have to purchase that separately. Next up, we're going to be checking out a guitar that is priced a little bit higher. However, these guys know their stuff when it comes to offsets, and they have quite the cult following. Let's head over to Black Bobbin and check out their newest guitar, the Phantom. Coming from the Sire, obviously, we are in a different planet as far as the price goes for this guitar, $3,899. However, the Sire is mass-produced in Indonesia. These ones, handmade in the United States of America. So all that labor really does come into play here, as well as the fact that the quality of the components to build one of these are of a very, very high, if not the highest standard. Now let me know what you think about the way this guitar looks in the comments, but for me, I actually really like it. I appreciate when people take chances and deviate ever so slightly from, designs such as the classic Jaguar, the classic Jazzmaster, or the Mustang, and add their own unique flavor to it. I think that this has been masterfully done. You have your Lawler Black Bobbin pickups. You don't get a 1 meg pot on this like you would on a traditional Jazzmaster, though. You have a 280K. 3-way toggle switch, no rhythm circuit, and top of the class mastery hardware. The guitar has a roasted quarter sawn maple neck, 25.5-inch scale length with a 12-inch radius, so very modern in that sense, nitro finish, and Jescar frets. And if you're interested in hearing this guitar, Black Bobbin have posted this demo, and I'll leave a link in the description for you to check it out. And the final brand we're going to be looking at guitars from, and I said guitars because there are several different trims of this model, is Eastman. Eastman has skyrocketed in popularity, providing alternatives to Gibson guitars, as well as having a few unique body shapes that are all their own. But there are a few things that are quite different when it comes to this new line, and the first really made me say, wow. These guitars are made in California, not in China, and they're called the D'Ambrosios. As you can see here, you have 3 different bass kind of trims. One with a man-made bridge that's based off of a Stratocaster, one that has a Telecaster style hardtail, and then finally the one we're going to be focusing on that has a Halon vibrato system with a matching bridge. Now this color combination between the hardware, the bridge, the Lawler gold foils, this is an absolutely stunning instrument. But if you take a quick look, you'll notice something very different from every other offset guitar that we've seen today, and most offset guitars I've ever seen, and that's the amount of frets. 24 frets on this guitar. A bit kind of eccentric, and we'll have to see how it plays and feels in person, but definitely a bold choice. All of these new Eastman models have a fuller tone neck that's secured by 2 machine-threaded screws locked into steel anchors embedded in the neck itself. I'm a little confused on the naming of these models, but this one is the Offset 62. It's got Lollartrons in it. That's pretty cool and definitely going to sound unique compared to a traditional offset. You are getting a 25.5-inch scale length that's pictured here in the ocean turquoise, and the price, you can see that now too. $3,999. You're really going to be paying for that American labor on this one. Next, you have the one that we saw the bigger picture of, the Offset 63. This has Lollar gold foil pickups in it. I did mention before that it has 24 frets. However, it does say it has a medium C profile on the neck, and it's finished with gunmetal oil, which really is just true oil. I think that these look absolutely killer with the nitro on the sandblasted body with the witch hat knobs. And finally, the Offset 64. This one has a Charlie Christensen style neck pickup on it and what appears to be a P90 in the bridge position. All of the guitars have the Halon hardware. They're all made from premium lightweight swamp ash, and they all feature a Madagascar rosewood fingerboard and the same exact price of just under, well, really, $4,000. I think all 3 brands have done really well here. Sire coming in at a much more affordable price point, and it'll be a very competitive model. It all depends on how that DG tremolo system actually functions and how stable it is and how it feels to play. But I know that the necks do feel really good on those, and it's nice to give Fender/Squier a bit more competition when you can. With Black Bobbin, I already knew that they were huge in the offset guitars. I know they have a great relationship with Lollar, and I think they did a hell of a job with that design of the Fantone. But the one that really caught me off guard, the Eastmans. The fact that they're making these in the United States of America, some people are going to scoff at that price of $4,000. But all things considered, they have some models that are made in China that are over $2,500 on Reverb brand new. And that's just a sign of the times. But it remains to be seen. I haven't seen any playthrough footage or demonstrations with any of those new offset models, what people think about them, and really, why did they go with 24 frets? I'd love to be able to ask somebody from Eastman all about that, and if they'd like to give me the rundown, shoot me an email. My email address is down below. I'd love to talk to you guys. But now I'd like to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section down below. Any of these tickle your fancy, or do you think that some of the other premium ones are a little bit, expensive? Because let's be honest, they are. Any interest in the Sire? Also, we're willing to hear from you guys down below. Maybe it's something we check out at some point later down the road. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take it easy, everybody.